Well, here we go. It's we're back. Dun 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 dun. The music plays and we say, "We're back." Carlos and Chantel. In this epic saga series of Carlos and Chantel. Welcome back.
Oh.
But actually, the star of the show today is Hazel Rose Campos.
You like her little hand. Hi.
Well, this is definitely like a pivotal moment for me. I love having her here. It's and I asked her, I'm like, I know you're on spring break, but could you please come do videos with us? People want to meet you. People want to see you. They see you in the grocery cart.
Yes.
In Target.
Security.
Security. But this is my baby girl.
Doing the, what is it, the gritty?
The gritty, that's right. We did the gritty.
Teaching Daddy the gritty.
And then our dance off.
Trying to.
Come on, our dance off. Everyone already voted that I won.
Oh.
Whoa.
Yep.
I think that's going a little bit
even some of
far.
your friends said that. So there.
My friends were lying to you.
Amari. Does Amari lie?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't
Amari,
answer
I
that.
love you. Thanks for voting for me. But no, we've had a blast making some shorts together, but finally we get to...
Have her in the studio.
That's right. Have the team here ask some questions and have her talk about life with Carlos and Chantel. By the way, if you like these videos, please like, comment, and hit the notification bell so when we do
Flare in
videos...
your nostrils.
Can you say that for us?
No.
Yeah, say that. Say like and comment.
You already
and
did that
hit the
just fine.
notification
You
bell.
did that just fine.
You do it good. They want to see your beautiful face. Say, hit the notification bell for my parents because they need lots
Hit
of...
that notification bell for my parents.
Yes! Yes! See, our notification bell just went up.
Okay.
Subscribe. That's what it is. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.
Ding.
Ding.
Say it.
Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Yes! Score! Me. Thanks, man. Because they'll do it now because you said it.
Hazel Rose.
Sorry.
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good.
You good?
I'm good.
Look, see, she just makes me want to put on sunglasses.
Oh my God.
Would
What
I
is that
see her?
about?
Because she's cool, and I want to be cool like my daughter. All right, crickets. I know crickets. Yes, you're right.
Okay.
Cricket.
Okay, so let's chat. Like, we got some conversation. Like, we are dream catalysts, your mom and I. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Wow.
How so?
Because, the way I've grown up, y'all have always been the type to push people to reach their goals and keep going for them and not let them be a destination, but to have them be a marker, a victory marker.
I love it. Come on, girl.
So that's how I see y'all, is like just people who want to push other people to reach their dreams and continue to do that.
Awesome. And how so for you? Like, give us a little bit of background even on your childhood. Like, how did you grow up? What were your dreams that we've been pursuing with you or partnering with you to?
Yeah, in what ways have you seen that?
Well, definitely, like, as we did our transition moving to Georgia from California, when I said that I wanted horses, y'all went ahead with that and got me 2 horses. And then
Now whose dream is it?
Mama's.
But what
it
you did is-
didn't last
Dream
long.
catalyst.
It didn't last long, but y'all still made it happen, and
Yeah.
we're there helping me do summer horse camps and getting training from a horse trainer and just all of that.
But let's
And
go
then-
back even further. Let's go before you get there. Let's go to California. Like when you were little in California, what was some of your dreams and things and what happened with that?
Well, I remember I used to be the little girl who was very artistic, like music and dance and art and all of that. And so I remember doing voice lessons and piano lessons that y'all had paid for weekly. And even Dad would help me like sing. Just like we would do random karaoke, and then he would help me because he used to do stuff in the musical world too.
That's right.
So
Professional music singer, don't you forget it.
So he would help me like figure out what I could do to improve on each song that I would sing, and just
Awesome.
And so
And you are a phenomenal singer still, babe. It's awesome. I'll have to get you to sing sometime. We'll do a duet on here sometime. That'll be fun. Yeah.
Let's talk about sports. What was your example, growing up and then moving into your passion?
Yeah, still in California.
Definitely.
Think back to California. Your brother.
Definitely
Talk
my
about
brother. Yeah, definitely my brother, Mateo. He was the athlete of our little 4-member family. And he was always doing something to make himself better, whether it was them, Dad and Mateo, both getting up at 5 a.m. to go to the gym and work out and do all of that stuff. And then there's me, just little artistic girl who did not realize what she was gonna end up doing when she turned 14. But
Now, did you?
So-
Before 14.
Yeah, do you
Before-
remember traveling even to like Europe with your brother?
Yep, I remember our Europe trip. It was like an all-around thing, a big family trip. Went to Iceland, Ireland, Germany, England, Latvia.
And what were we there for?
Mateo,
Yeah.
because he had a little. Was it a tournament? It's a tournament
Yeah, he was
in
representing the
Ireland.
USA
Yeah.
team to play on their behalf. It was awesome.
Hazel slept through the first.
Oh yeah, my jet lag was real bad, real bad.
We were on the rugby field and she's sleeping.
Yeah, real
Yeah,
bad.
it's true.
It was rough.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
cool. It's
but
been a journey. Been a journey for you. We came from California, the city life.
The
Yeah.
beach life.
Yeah. And so coming to
What's life
Georgia.
like now?
Yeah.
it's definitely a lot different. I mean, I used to be a beach body. Like I used to always be at the beach. And
Little mermaid.
love, my Little Mermaid tails.
Yeah, that's right.
My Little
Swimmer,
Mermaid tails.
always in the water, whether it's the
Mm.
ocean or a swimming pool.
Yeah, I wanted to be a junior lifeguard. That didn't happen.
That was a little
What
part of your
happened?
athleticism.
Yeah, but what happened?
I don't remember. It just didn't happen.
She blocked it out. She's like, I want to remember those days.
I really don't remember what happened with
Really?
that. Like I genuinely don't know.
Yeah, well, we put you in swim lessons too.
Yeah, I mean, I remember going to like was it like tryouts for that junior
Yeah,
lifeguard?
that's the test.
The test,
test.
yeah, that was rough.
Yeah.
But
It was a little rough.
yeah,
So we didn't know that Hazel had any real athletic ability, so to speak, because she wasn't showing it much. Like, she was a great swimmer. She loved to swim, but the second it became competitive or something that she had to perform in,
Right.
she was like, I'm done. And so
No,
you
thank
know,
you.
it was something that she laid down, and then so we just nurtured that artistic, right?
That's right.
We nurtured her. Baking was a big one.
Oh,
what did
that's
you do
right.
with
Oh, yeah.
baking?
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
That's right.
There's
That's
been
pretty
a
amazing,
couple
though.
different phases in my life where
Yeah.
I just
So you were 12, right? On that, or was that
No.
11? 11.
it was a lot,
Like 10, 11.
I don't know, something
I
like
think
that.
it was 10. You were wasn't it a 10-year-old CEO?
Something like
Or
that.
Something like
11? I
that.
think it was 11.
It
But
was-
tell us,
it
tell
was
us
one
about
of
that
those.
little.
But I had started getting it because every time, this is where it started. So when I would go over to my grandma's house, who lived in Oceanside, which was like an hour or something away,
Yeah.
we would always, every time, it's a tradition, we bake something. And that inspired me, and I started to love baking, so I started just baking. And then Dad worked at a WeWork office with I don't know how you explain that.
We had our
it's
office
just-
there. Yeah, it's a
yeah.
shared office space.
A
and
shared
so that's
office
where we had our
space.
office for our company.
And so I did a little launch for a
Little pop-up.
business, little pop-up launch. But my uniqueness about my business was that my cupcakes were keto. So they were called Keto-licious cupcakes, and I was like 10 or 11, my own CEO of my business, and then I started even baking for a little restaurant in town,
High-end
down by
restaurant.
the beach, and I got paid for that. And then, yeah.
So tell us about, because I think what when we work with people and we help them to understand how important it is to have your MVP, mission, vision, and peculiar. So you still remember yours, because that we do the same with our daughter. Like literally have her. I remember I had you. We were at WeWorks, and I had you go into the room, and I'm like, okay, here's what you're gonna do. Do your MVP, and I'll come back in a little while, and you write it all out.
See,
remember
I
that?
remember that, but I don't really remember exactly what my MVP
So it
for
was-
the business was.
Yeah, it was for
like,
cupcakes.
I
Or it
know
was
that
for a
like
cause.
I know that my peculiar was like my age
Sure. Yep. Of course.
and my maturity,
Yep.
and then it being keto. But I don't
Yeah.
remember like the
So the mission. Do you remember the mission of your cupcakes? Remember what you
remember
put
what you
your money
donated?
towards? Donate 10%
I
towards.
know it was sex slavery.
That's
trafficking.
right. To battle against sex trafficking to help
Yeah.
prevent it. Yep. It was pretty awesome, and that was amazing. That was her own idea. Like we didn't tell her what to do. We just said it's important to give back and to have a cause whenever you have a business, and that's what she said. Hey, I want 10% of my revenue to go towards that, and that's what we did. It was really awesome. And on our launch, man, it was really cool. We still have some pictures and stuff of that. I'll share some of that because
Yeah.
it was
I
cool.
still have that Instagram page, and I just
Yeah, it's good.
Do you
Nothing
still
goes
make
Part of your
back.
journey.
not really.
Wait a second.
well-
You just made something two
Well,
weekends ago.
okay. Like randomly, I'll have
Sure.
this urge to bake, but it's not like consistent.
Right.
'Cause
And
I
what's
just
Daddy's favorite birthday present?
keto? Are they the lemon ones?
Yes.
On my cupcakes, yeah.
Say it really clear.
Keto lemon cupcakes.
Yes. My favorite.
Hazel's got this amazing frosting. It's a cream cheese
Cream
frosting.
cheese frosting.
That is. It's just
Only frosting that's good.
And now that we're kind of into keto more, it'd be appropriate again. But keto friendly, I would call them keto friendly. They're not necessarily 100% keto.
Yeah, I mean, we don't like to do a lot of the sugar substitutes, but when we do,
There you go. Anyways, okay. Well, now the journey coming to Georgia.
Yeah.
You started with your dreams here, and your dream was to ride horses when we first got here. That
and then
happened.
what happened?
And then I decided that I wanted to get more into sports and athletics. And
And we were like,
nobody
we were like
nobody
this.
thought about
Say
it. Nobody was like,
we were both like, say what? You want to be?
Yeah.
You want to do what? You want to do sports?
What kind of
So-
sports?
volleyball,
Volleyball.
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 It's crazy because
Not
like,
basketball?
I want her to
Ooh.
do basketball.
that face?
I did,
We'll come back to that later. Come back
Well-
to that one later.
but it was crazy. So here she like we love sports, by the way. We as a
Okay,
family we
so-
love sports.
But let's also go to like her height in this season was like taking off, right? Like we wore the same shoe size for maybe a month. I think a month.
Now we were pretty close. I like it.
So her height took off and you were getting everywhere you went, people were asking you what?
Do you play basketball?
How much did you love that?
Not very much.
Okay. So what made you choose volleyball?
Because I feel like it's a good sport that I can use my height for, but it's also not like, I don't know, something about volleyball just feels more me than basketball ever will or ever did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
I don't.
Your height. Tell us your height. How tall are you? Miss
6
Hazel?
foot.
I can't
Say
hear you.
what?
6 foot.
Oh, loud and proud, baby. A gorgeous 6-footer. Maybe he's pushing 6'1", maybe.
No, let's not do that.
Like,
Don't say that.
your tongue.
She said
I
don't say
don't
that.
receive that.
But the height is gorgeous on you, for sure.
So how was your first open gym? How was it for you? We'll talk about what it was like for us.
I mean, it wasn't terrible, but also I didn't really know what I was doing. So I like walked in there. I'm just glad that it was the club that it was, because I feel like any other club would have been just, I mean, I don't know because I wasn't at any other club, but something about my club right now is just very like connected and welcoming and like no judgment. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
shout out to who?
Coach Josh, Walton Elite.
That's right, Walton Elite. That's so good. Yep.
But I didn't know how to pass the ball. I didn't know there was a right way to hold your hands. I probably held them like this, and if you do this, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
You're wrong. But
You know what I adore about you? You walked in there though, even though you had never really touched the volleyball.
No. Had zero touch on a
She walked
volleyball.
in with confidence. Now that I think back about that, you did walk in with confidence. That is what you did have for yourself, is confidence. Like, even though you were scared, you still went in there and you did it. You weren't afraid to just go do it. And as a parent, as a dad, the athletic father that I am, and been a coach, right? And coached, refed, been around sports. We helped our son to become a professional athlete with trainers and coaches and working with them, traveling with them. And then all of a sudden our daughter says, I want to play sports. And we're like, shut the front door.
Yeah.
Or what the truck, or what's that other saying?
You got it.
What the truck? Oh, what the truck? Okay, yeah, that's it. What the truck? But
It's awkward when
I don't know if that was the right word. I have other talents, okay?
Yes.
But anyways, so as a father, I'm like, I felt like when she said that, I'm like, well, part of it was like, okay, cool. We're going to do volleyball then. And it's like, okay, we're going to go do some training. And we literally looked it up, and all of a sudden, like, that weekend was club tryouts. Like, it just happened to be when we started looking for it. The timing was like now. Like, we went to a game to watch it. A high school game, junior high, I guess it was at that time.
No,
Junior
it was
high.
high.
It was high school.
High school.
We went, and then
County.
we got recruited by Josh. We met Josh we were at a public school volleyball game, and
the coach that started the program at that particular high school was actually the one recruiting Hazel. She really wanted to pull her into that school system because our local high school didn't have a volleyball program.
Yeah.
And so she knew that she was, pushing 6 feet coming into her freshman year. And so she invited us out, and that's where Hazel got introduced to Coach Josh, which is the owner of our club team. And it was a really fascinating scene to watch. We were watching, like, heads look, wave. I mean, it was literally like a whole recruiting scene.
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, oh, okay. And she hadn't even touched a ball.
Yeah. And he's like, but Coach Josh was like, yeah, bring her out. And we're like, but she's never touched the ball, never even played volleyball. It's like, it's all good. We'll work with her.
Yeah, super welcoming. You walked into open gym, and there was just smiles all the way around. Super awesome environment. And
she went after it. That's the
did.
bottom line. She had a hunger for it and said, I'm going to.
And I remember after that day, she comes and sits on the bleachers, and she's drinking her water, and she's huffing and puffing and worked so hard. And both of us are kind of looking at her like, all right, like,
is this what you want to do?
Is this really what you want to do? And
you sure about this?
She's struggling in that moment, but she just looks at us and she was like, yeah, I do. And we were like, all right.
Do you remember that moment when you made that decision? Even after, tell us about it.
I just remember because being out there, no matter, like, that's kind of like my motto. Like, no matter how hard it gets, even if it's the first thing you do, like the first time you're doing something, you'll just know if that's really what you want to do with your life. And that's really what you want to do in that moment. And it just felt right. So, yeah.
And what did we say to you?
You guys were just supportive. You're like, we got you. We'll do it.
And, at that moment, we also made a decision. Later on, we sat her down and said, like, is this really your dream? Because for us, being dream catalysts, and helping people to have their dreams come true, there's no more important person than our daughter, Hazel, for sure. We saw our son through to his playing professional rugby. And it's like, okay, this is what you want to do, and this is your dream, then we're all in with you. And so it began. Right? And that was like less than 2 years ago, actually. So probably about 18 months now, maybe. Yeah. I'd say it's been about. And so she's gone through technically 3 volleyball seasons, 1 club.
1 club, 1 school, another club.
Now check this out. This is how things work, right? When you are intentional and you put your heart into it, like the stars align. In our case, what we say is God came through for Hazel. And tell us about the miracle that happened.
So after my first club season, the head coach of the club team
And the owner.
told us that the school that I went to is starting a club program, and he's going to be the head coach of it.
A school program.
The school,
Volleyball program.
School program. And
But
social
we were
circle.
seriously considering moving her.
Yeah, we were considering transferring to
A different
Morgan
school.
County.
Yeah.
And then he told us that, and I was like, no way.
So this is
But-
crazy.
Yeah.
Because she went from being brand new to volleyball to 1 club season.
And in that club season, because she was brand new to volleyball, right? Like we were put on a team that had a lot of younger girls.
Yeah.
So,
Tell us about that experience. Share.
It was an interesting experience. I mean, like, I feel like any team, like, you can have friends, like, y'all can be friends, but it's like that team dynamic wasn't very connected, I feel like, just because they were all younger. And, like, I know for me, like, I'm a little bit more mature than a lot of people my age.
Absolutely.
And it was just hard to, like, feel like I fit in on the team, which I know that I was new and I didn't really know exactly what I was doing. But also just like the team dynamic just wasn't there. Like, you know, we had our moments, but then there was just also the other moments where it was like bleh. So yeah.
You know, a little bit of a challenging first club season, but it wasn't enough to discourage you.
Mm-mm.
In fact, what happened when Josh said that he was developing a school program at your school?
I started recruiting people for it.
Yeah, come
I
on.
started telling people what was happening, who was coming, and then I started like going to an athletic gym too, like that a lot of people from the club team went to.
That's right.
Just trying
What's
to
it
better
called?
myself, Uplift Sports Ministry.
Who's the owner?
Shout
of
out
that?
Coach Robbie.
Coach Robbie. He's awesome. Yeah. Uplift.
And what do you do at Uplift?
Train, do different skills trainings like fast feet movement. Trying to get my feet faster, and then it's
Jump.
just jump, box jumps, just all of the above. He has a nice little setup there for not just volleyball people, just every sport.
Athlete.
Yeah.
specific
And he's very
sports.
passionate about the youth. It's
Very
interesting.
passionate.
Fun fact about how that all came about. In our club volleyball season, there's this gal named Maddie who we saw there who's, what, 5'8"?
No,
5'6".
5'6".
Yeah.
But she can jump. Man, she can jump. And we were like, what the heck? And I remember going like, wow. If that girl can jump and can do all that, where did she learn this? So her athleticism, she's very athletic, don't get me wrong. However, we went to her parents because again, if this is Hazel's dream, we're all in. We're going to figure out how she can become the best because that's our commitment to excellence.
Yeah.
And so we met the parents of Maddie and like, where did she get these leaping abilities? She told us about Uplift and Robbie. So we're like, okay, we're all in. There's your next thing. You're going to start going there to train as well for your athleticism. I met with Robbie, talked to him about what he does. He's worked with Heisman Trophy winner athletes. He's worked with professional athletes. Like, the dude's legit. And what happened was he did that for a long season in his life, stopped doing that, and decided he wanted to work with the youth and does it at a very affordable price. Incredible man, but very, very skilled in working with the best of the best. So it was really awesome that we got to meet him and work with him. And now you go there how often?
Twice a week.
For the
On top
last,
of practices.
yep,
On top
for
of
the last
practices.
year and a half now.
So, you started your high school season?
So we went. This was the last week or so of 8th grade. We had our tryouts.
How many people showed up for that?
Like 50 something.
It was a lot.
For a brand new program. It was awesome.
It was a lot.
And I just have to make this comment because this is so fascinating how this worked. You went from potentially being the worst player on the club volleyball team. Like, let's just be real. Never touching a volleyball before, holding your hands wrong, to then now, essentially, you were the best player on the high school team because you were the only player that had had any experience on a real volleyball team, which was so amazing to me. I'm like, how does that happen? You've only had 1 year, but yet you're still the best in the high school team. Again, because of the experience.
Well,
but
we showed up all summer long.
That's right. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Not only did you do, we
Tryouts.
also had you do what with UGA? Because I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
And what'd you have to do?
UGA volleyball camps.
Did we pay for all that?
No,
Okay, tell us about that.
we split it.
That's right. So you had to pay
split
for
it.
some of it.
Yeah, I did.
Why is that? Tell me about that. Tell us why we made you do that.
I think it's just part of getting more responsible.
Yep.
And also supporting myself and my dreams.
Come
too.
on. That's it. Nailed it. Good job.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so it was powerful to see her go to the UGA camps and she worked hard. We're talking uplift, we're talking club volleyball, we're talking
And
UGA
doing
camps.
drills in the basement.
That's right, drills in the basement. Daddy coaching kicked in. And now I'm looking up all these statistics about volleyball and how long an average, volley happens so that I can get her moving for that match and help her get in better shape. So doing what else? What did we do with the ping pong? She's like, why the heck am I doing this? And what was it?
What did you do?
What's it called?
Just like
hitting it back and forth, like folding the ping pong table in half and then hitting it to the back and just like one hand and crossed.
What were we working on there?
Hand-eye coordination.
That's right. Miyagi say, do ping pong. And then same too, right? We got a volleyball. We finally bought a volleyball and had you hitting the wall in the basement, right?
My ball's flat, by the way.
Oh, it's flat. We got to get some new ones. And we bought the little belt thing, right? I mean, everything. And she was committed. It's like, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. This is your dream. We're going to invest.
So that
and be all in.
summer prior to freshman year, right? They do summer training that is not required but encouraged. She was there. All of that.
Yeah.
And then some. And so your freshman year, where'd you play?
Varsity.
Oh.
And who'd you play against?
Everybody.
Well, I mean, juniors, seniors.
Oh, seniors.
She got to start. And what's your position in volleyball?
Middle.
Powerful middle.
Middle.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty
Cool
awesome.
journey. And now this year, club volleyball again, because we're in her third season of playing. Second for club, but third
altogether.
Yeah. So what is that like now? What's that been like?
This season is great. This season is a lot better in multiple aspects of last club season.
Yeah.
Because I know what I'm doing more so. And I've had like the one-on-one coaching from my head club coach from school season.
Yes.
And then the team is just a lot more involved and we all like have a goal.
Unified.
I think we're all really good friends. We all like just connect on a better level.
Doing life
which
together.
Makes the team just like one of our last tournaments we got second in gold. So
it's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
It is very cool to go from a very losing season, which is powerful too, because that first season in club volleyball, you lost like 90% of your games. It was rough. And then to go into a high school, brand new organization, then to...
Oh, yeah, we went to state.
They did go to state.
First year of school season, we went to state. So.
That shows the skill of a coach, for sure. Because, I mean, to take girls that have never played volleyball, one that played one season, and just you guys developed enough to be able to go to state is phenomenal.
It was actually really, really, really amazing to watch the transition from all of these girls coming in from their tryouts to going to state, and that was pretty incredible.
Yeah, and it is amazing to watch you, babe. You're phenomenal. You work hard, and you didn't allow those 2 losing seasons. And then even starting this club volleyball season, while you guys were getting in sync, you were losing a lot of games in the beginning, but you kept going. And now what's happening? You guys are winning. You guys are winning games now. Yep. So awesome. So congratulations in that. Thanks. And your hard work. Now what's happening? Like, tell us about, are you still doing drills and skills? Are you still working on you? Are you still doing more?
Still going to uplift, still doing practice, and starting to do some drills at home again for footwork, getting faster on that, but I've been doing footwork at uplift too.
Yeah.
Just bettering myself, like the people I work out with at uplift.
But also you studied
volleyball.
The sport.
Yeah.
Right? You've watched some videos about what?
Hitting, my position.
Mm-hmm.
And the theory of, is it black diamond or what's the...
Gold
standard or something like that.
Something like
that. But you've watched videos about that to, again, learn the and some of the coaching videos even.
The philosophy of the coaching.
Different. Yeah.
Which is awesome. It really is. Your excellence is amazing. I'm very, very blessed and proud of you for all your hard work.
What do you think volleyball has done for you personally?
I think it's definitely like my my safe place, my happy place. I think when I have my emotions going on, as everybody does, I think that's where I'm able to let them out without letting them out, like on other people. You know what I mean? Like just being able to get them out
through channeling
and using that for good. And I think it's just something that makes me really happy. And it's fun for me, and it's fun to connect with my teammates, and just the fun practices. I have good relationships with my coaches, all of that. So
awesome. Now, as a father, I watched you. Like, I remember watching Maddie and some of those girls from that team. They're actually your age, which is phenomenal. But when I saw them, I'm like, the comparison, like I said, you went from worst in club to now I'm watching as far as skill level in 18 months. Now, who do you play against sometimes in practices and scrimmages and stuff?
I mean, we play against, so there's different age groups in our club. I'm on a 15s team. I mean, we play almost all of them. We have played scrimmage most all of them, and I definitely favor scrimmaging the other 15s and the 16s better than I do the younger teams, just because I mean the younger teams are still really good. Like they still have a good connection, a good team, but I've also played with a lot of those players on my previous club team, and I think the other 15s and the 16s challenge me better, challenge my team better, which helps us to be better for who we're going to play in tournaments.
So
and
but now you're playing up, right? You're playing up on what? Because legitimately
15s,
you're 14.
Yeah. I played, so my first club year was 13s, and now I'm at 15s, so I skipped 14s.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And,
that's a lot of hard work and dedication. And also, as a father, like I said, watching you, now you play against Maddie, which when I first saw her, I was like, I wonder if Hazel will ever be that good. I mean, I literally thought that. But it's just consistent, faithful dedication, hard work, going. Even like, and we have our little tangos, you and I, once in a while. It's like, Dad, I'm on spring break. I'm like, yeah, that's what everybody would say, but that's not who you are. And I have to remind you, and I'm like, so do the drills. Even though she's on spring break, right? We don't have summer at our house. Like, we still get up in the mornings, right? Is that true? Talk about it. Yes. How does that make you feel? At the time, you're kind of pissed, but...
I mean, like,
You can be honest.
Yeah.
I don't love it. But I understand it most of the time. 'Cause I understand that if there's a place you want to be in your life, you can't stop just because everybody else is stopping, or just because you're on a break, or just because you can. You know what I mean? Like, if it's something that you truly want to go for, you gotta do everything in your power to go for it.
And what's the mentality we always focus on and learn from?
Mamba mentality, Kobe Bryant.
Tell us about it.
That's right. Come on.
Just never stopping.
That's right. The late great Kobe Bryant.
And even when you are sore, or you feel hurt, or something, like, what was it he did? He tore his Achilles or something on the court.
We will
and he
never
still played.
forget. That's right.
So
All things he did.
There's so
push
many
through.
different things throughout his career.
Right? And he worked the hardest. That's what they always say. That's why he was the best, because he worked the hardest and worked the most, put in the most time. So it's cool. We've adapted and adopted that mentality in all that we do as a family as well. It's cool.
What else? What else do we do as a family?
Date nights.
Yeah.
Oh.
And by the way, shout out to the parents. And just a little nugget: when your child does fight you about what they want to do, you just remind them of their dreams. And that's what I'm constantly doing with Hazel. Is it's not about me pushing her to do those things. It's really the fundamentals and the things that will help her get better. It's reminding her in that moment of her dreams. Is this still your dream? Is this what you want to do? It takes hard work and dedication. Just reminding her of that. Playing some Kobe Bryant, letting Kobe say it to her, right? Through the Mamba mentality. And she does. She gets up and she goes to work and does it. Even if she's got a sore leg, sore muscles, tired, she pushes through. It's awesome.
I just have to say, this last weekend at the Big South qualifier,
volleyball
Saturday,
tournament, 1,400 teams.
Over 1,500, right?
Oh, yeah.
So Saturday, it was their third game. They were wiped. Their team was wiped. They were tinkering out. Hazel was hurting. Her leg was hurting. And I watched this girl. I watched her face. I watched her energy. She turned on beast mode.
Mamba.
I haven't seen before. And it was when everybody else was kind of tinkering out, she was just killing it.
Come on.
She was killing it. They lost that game, but it was...
Can you tell us about that? I'd love to hear that. We've never heard that from you. What happened in that moment? Because it's true. The team was ready to...
That's what my libero about it. She was the next day, she was like, I need you to get mad again. Because I did. It was that day. I just I was very mad because I was feeling myself. I was getting tired. My leg was still hurting. And then I looked at my team and everybody was just giving up. And I was really mad about that. That made me mad.
What made you mad about
it? Because I don't ever want to be the type of person to give up on something that I want, and I know my team is not like that either, because I know my team and we're all super close, and when I see them falling apart, start yelling at each other, all of that, it makes me mad. So then it's okay, well, what do I need to do to make this get better? And so I'm sitting there on the sidelines trying to cheer my teammates up individually, encouraging them individually, because I know what they're all capable of, and I know what we're capable of as a team. So then I'm just sitting here, then I talk to my setter, and I'm like, give me these type of sets, because this is what I'm going to do.
That's right.
And so then
give me the ball.
So then I went out there when we're in serve receive or whatever, and I just have to turn on my death stare, because that's exactly what I did. I turned on my death
Show
stare.
me the death stare.
Oh, dang. I like it.
Yeah, but then I start
the kill. Time for the kill.
I don't know, something about death staring the other team
Yeah.
makes me feel
come on,
powerful somehow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So then when I just got the sets, I started jumping higher, I started swinging harder, then it just
Kill.
Which means
The
she
spikes.
spiked the ball, and scored a point. That's a kill when she
Yeah.
spikes it. Just so you know. Don't edit this out. Just because we said the word kill. It has to do with spiking in volleyball.
Not killing people, I promise.
It's not people, it's the ball. But it is a battle, and I love
And I
it.
hit one girl in the face, and I was very proud of that.
That's right. Which is, look, this has been amazing transition for you.
Yeah.
We have worked hard to help you have a killer instinct, just like the Mamba mentality. Because again, she's a lover. She hasn't been a fighter. She's amazingly loving, kind, compassionate. She's awesome. But now we're finally instilling that killer when she gets on the court. Like, don't mess with her.
We used to. So we've done Krav Maga for a long time, you know, in our family, and so we.
You're the fighter now.
We've had seasons where
Glad you know.
we put the focus mitts on and the punching bet. You know, we go toe to toe, and you know, she's a strong girl. But I could always intimidate her. If I came at her a certain way, she'd be like. So it's been really fun.
I remember that. That's funny.
It's been really fun to watch her transition into her own intimidator,
An
right?
identity.
It's like to have the confidence and to have the power and to know that she can be the intimidator versus always being intimidated, right? So I think that's really powerful, and I watched that this weekend, and it literally, like, man, when they came off the court at the end, you know, and her and the other middle sat down, and both of them were in tears because they were in so much pain as the adrenaline came down.
Yep.
You realize just how much fight she had in her. That's and right. How much she tapped into that beast mode. It was so powerful to watch. It was really, really amazing.
So how did that feel?
Good.
Yeah. You're finally getting it, huh? Getting that fight.
Even off the court, that hurt.
Yeah.
What hurt?
My calf.
Oh.
When she got
my
off
leg.
The court.
Yeah, the adrenaline stopped, and then all of a sudden the pain started. And then you came back and you won in the tournament. I mean, you didn't win a trophy this time, but you did. You had the... Tell me about that final
Sunday,
game.
They won both games.
That final game, they even had her serve.
Oh, yeah.
She never missed a serve, and it's pretty awesome. Tell us about it.
I got in for the last point of the last game.
Yeah,
and
little old me.
Kill.
And I killed it, or whatever.
A beautiful, beautiful spike to close the game out. It was like we thought it was going to end because you guys were ahead by like 3 or 4, and she wasn't in. But then they started to creep back up, and then Hazel came in, and she finished them.
Finish it.
She was the finisher, which was awesome to see you finish the game and the tournament this past weekend with a kill. It's so appropriate. Well done.
Thanks.
Talk about family defense. That's a good one. Tell us how that's been for you and your experience there. You know how to do what?
Kick some booty.
But you've been trained in what? Tell us about that.
Krav Maga.
Which is?
Family Israeli self-defense. And
what has Krav done for you?
Boosted my confidence, I think. And like feeling safe with myself, I guess.
That's good.
Like if I'm out somewhere with my friends that I know like have no experience in fighting or anything like that, I definitely feel more confident, and I am able to make other people feel safe because I feel confident in defending other people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I am definitely the bodyguard of my friend group.
Being 6 foot tall helps too. You know?
I mean, like y'all know my friends; they're all like 2 foot tall. So
2 foot. I'm sure they'll appreciate that.
Miranda, that's a shout out to you.
Her last name's Little.
Yeah, literally.
And then also you know how to handle weapons, right?
Yeah.
What's that?
Done some shooting.
Yeah.
And yeah. I mean,
do you like shooting?
No.
No.
I'd rather fight with my hands, but I'm glad I know how to do it, just because, I mean, you never know. You never know what's going to happen.
Right.
Not saying that it will happen, just
Right.
saying that, like, you can't ever be too careful. And
Do you feel prepared and safe?
I do. Yeah. I mean,
So
we have like a little code in our house.
Yeah.
I know exactly where our defense is and where to go. And just, yeah.
Awesome.
It's awesome.
So tell us about, your life growing up and then moving to Georgia. It's kind of quite a transition.
It's been very interesting. Because so I was in public school until 4th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Then after 4th grade, it was 5th, 6th, and 7th grade. I was homeschooled because I chose to. I didn't like the way that public school felt. Like, just the different. I mean, like, kids nowadays are just interesting. I think there was a lot of bullying and things that I couldn't handle for myself at that time. I mean, I felt like I think I was just too young to understand like what was going on and how to handle it.
Yeah.
And so I decided to homeschool, and then we made this transition out to Georgia, which was kind of, I wouldn't say it was random, but it was just like, it was like hard for me, but not hard for me at the same time. Like, it was hard for me because obviously I did have friends like from public school that I would still like to hang out with, and like people that I went to the beach with, and just like I used to work at a little bike shop sometimes. I still remember that. It's kind of fun. But and then I move out here, and it's like a whole different area, a whole lot of different types of people, and yeah, it was interesting. And then when we finally got our property, that was still at the time where I loved horses, and it's like what I wanted to do. And then I would go to summer horse camps and help out there, and then just volunteer at that horse farm and help out, learn different stuff about horses, which I still know, so I'm still like able to like help out if needed. But and then I started public school again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that, because so we moved out to Georgia, and you didn't have a whole lot of friends. Like, the horse camp, you were able to meet some friends, but you really didn't have any kind of social life.
And then I think a lot of like some of my connections were from like y'all's connections, from whether it was the events we used to go to, or just people you knew in general, or people y'all had met when we got here, and then just from there. But so I really didn't have a lot of friends, and it was like sort of a struggle, because like coming from California, I had a good bit of friends there that I like to hang out with, and then it was just a whole other shift, because you're going from California to Georgia, which is like all the way across the country. So
very rural. And
yeah, definitely a lot of
the people that
cows
you knew
and a lot of cow poop smells and all of that, versus the ocean. And then now my beach is 3 hours away. But I think, and then we started looking into social circle, high school or middle school at that time. And so then I remember the first day of 8th grade, or I remember it was like 3 days before it, we had like open house. We went walking through it, and I was like, okay, whatever. And I got in on the first day, and I met some people that now it's like, it's interesting to me how you can like go through not even a year and just realize like how different people can like be, like how people can change. And it's
Did they
like,
change?
No, I changed.
Good.
Yeah. Well,
Both, a little bit of both.
little
Probably,
bit
yeah.
of
But
Well, I
do
think
see
you know
your
when
growth.
when you're first meeting people, I think in like human nature, right? You want everybody to like you,
Yeah.
right? So you kind of on a surface level become friends with everybody that you can,
I
and
think
then you get to know people. I think that's really
Yeah,
what
good point.
what happens, right? Then
Well,
you
you
get
tell
to
us.
know.
You tell us.
it's like I became. So this is 8th grade. I became like popular. I don't want to say popular, but like people knew who I was. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I knew who people were, but I like. I had my group of friends, but I would like go through groups of friends. You know what I mean? Like I would go through a small group of 3 people to another group of 3 people, then back to that first. You know what I mean? Like so, it just like it would shift because different seasons throughout that 8th grade year would come and go, and then obviously I had my struggles with some teachers and things like that, and boys being
What were the boys like?
nasty,
Immature.
weird.
So here comes
Awkward.
Hazel, this 6-foot bombshell to 8th grade.
Well, she wasn't 6 foot quite then.
Almost. She was
About
almost.
5'10".
About 5'10".
Yeah. And these boys didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
Let's just say that all those boys from 8th grade have nothing to do with now.
So, but let's talk a little bit about standards. It's good. And you're wearing a ring. We're going to be sharing that with the world too. But what's that about? Let's talk about that.
I think. What do you mean, like?
Well, what does it mean to you? What does that ring mean to you? You show them the ring, and what does that mean?
It's my reminder to honor myself and to honor my father, and it's like honoring myself in the way of saving myself till marriage and all of that, and it's like not saying purity, because purity can be like that type of word that like is very pressurized and very like
good point.
like I don't know, it can make people feel like scared, I guess, in a way, to
trapped, maybe
trapped, like
okay,
not wanting to disappoint and all
yeah,
of that.
okay, good
Which
point.
I definitely have felt that in the past, like about that word, but I think it's like my certificate of honor, like just in both ways, for you and for me.
Yeah.
And just recognizing that it's going to be a lot more special and a lot more meaningful to save anything and everything for marriage.
So good.
So
we had a little ceremony by our creek.
We did.
Yep. Where I did a presentation and we read it together, right? Our certificate of honor to each other and my commitment to you, which was essentially just to provide for you, to protect you and love you and make sure your dreams come true. Sorry, not sorry. Woo! All right, but for you, what was and you know, same. You had your own commitment. We did a certificate. We're gonna share it with you guys because we believe in that world where there's that connection, right, between daddy and daughter, and that a father really is committed to his daughter and son, his children, to make sure they're and do everything he can to make sure they're safe, provided for, protected, and then their dreams come true. And that's what I've been committed to, my son Mateo and my daughter Hazel. And so it's a very special ceremony. Actually, are you yawning? I caught you yawning. Did you catch that, Muggs? I saw it.
We got it.
She's like, Dad, you're talking all the time. Gosh, no, but that was awesome. Perfect. So I'll stop talking. Go ahead.
So wait.
No, but tell us about the honor part. I want to hear what her honor side was.
What do you mean?
Well, because I was committed and dedicated to your dreams, protection, provision for you. And what was your side of it?
Mine was to honor the fact that everything he's doing is to help me, and knowing that the things that he says and the things that he does for me are not to put pressure, but to use them as guidance. Guidance for success, because I know he's very successful and I admire that a lot. And to not just to honor each other's desires and
trust too.
Honor, trust.
Well,
you witnessed it. What did you witness with all that?
Well, for I think really recognizing that trust goes both ways, right? In an honor system, right? So as parents, we have to trust Hazel's journey. We have to trust that we've instilled, wisdom and discernment and understanding and comprehension, so that she has the fullness of understanding in life and has the tools to handle it, right? So we have to trust ourselves in that, and then we have to trust her to use them. And then you have to trust our wisdom and guidance, and you have to trust yourself too. So I think trust is a huge part of that. That's kind of, what I see, in this commitment is I'm making a commitment to trust all the way around. And so I wanted to ask you, do you feel like, I mean, obviously it's no secret that we talk a lot about sex.
Yeah, not just on camera. Where did we talk about sex,
I knew
Hazel?
this was coming. I knew this was coming. I knew it. Can't
Tell
ever
us
get
about
away
sex.
from it. What do you mean tell you?
When do we talk about it? When's your favorite time and you always tell us not to do it?
Dinner table.
Why is it always at the dinner table?
I don't know.
No, but on a side note, have we had in-depth conversations, details about, so in this whole commitment ceremony, you talked about the benefit of,
Anytime we start talking, bro, that yawn just starts happening. That is like so perfect for. How old are you again? Tell the audience. She's like, wait, you start talking. Hurry, Hazel, start talking. Sorry. Go ahead. Back to you, Chantel.
Wow.
My bad.
So, but, a lot of the clients that we work with, for instance, have not had any kind of conversation about sex. They had no clue, what it would look like, what the benefit is. All they knew was that religious, like bondage and fear-based, right? So what would you say the difference is between your upbringing, with us, conversation-wise, versus some of those people that come into, like, they just get married and they have no idea,
right? Not a clue.
How to communicate, how to, you know what I mean?
I'd say I've always been taught that it's a blessing and not a curse or something to be scared of or something to be ashamed of or anything like that. But that's the whole point of the ring, is to make sure that when it does happen, it's more of a connection thing and more of a what's the word? Just more of a special moment instead of just it happening. You know what I mean? I don't.
And
I
a
don't really know how to
covenant,
explain
right?
it.
A covenant behind it.
I
That
feel
was
like
our honor of covenant.
it's definitely been taught to me as a way to better, I want to say better connect a pair of people, but like I've been taught that after marriage is better because it helps y'all become closer, but it's also like not something to be like not to be ashamed of it. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like a lot of people have that. I feel like a lot of people get taught to like, oh, you need to wait till after marriage, da da da, but like,
But not why.
but not why. You know what I mean? Like, it's like just as soon as like if you do have sex before marriage, then it's gonna be like, oh, you're a bad person. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like you're a bad kid. Like it's. I feel like that's the dynamic of the world, but it's not. That's not this. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like my family is definitely the type of family that would not like be so down upon it, but it's just they've taught me the reason why to wait after marriage, which makes me want to wait after marriage. You know what I mean? Like,
it's awesome.
Yeah. That there's a higher blessing.
And then you're gonna eventually be getting a tattoo that kind of signifies why you want to wait too, right?
Yeah.
What's that gonna be?
Should be Hebrew masterpiece.
That's right. That's what you are, a masterpiece.
That's right.
So that's the beauty of knowing that you want to give your all, which is what we want you to do, to a man who will be committed and willing to protect you, provide for you, and make sure your dreams come true too, right? Passing that along. So.
Yep.
That's good. All right.
Awesome. Well, this has been fun.
Yes.
It's been fun.
Thanks for
Hazel.
being here with us.
Yes. Appreciate
And
you. Love
sharing
you.
your world.
Any last minute word or last words of wisdom to the peeps out there?
No.
No.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
All right. So, if y'all like this content, go ahead and what?
Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Ooh.
That's right.
Ding.
Ding.
See you soon.